Might as well start.
You get it.
I hate puppies.
Good podcast.
I do miss Dave, though.
He's good.
Yeah, he's good.
I feel threatened. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, the only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems and hopefully helping you figure out what beer you should be drinking this weekend. Or not. I mean, it's always important, right? That door swings both ways. It's a special time of year.
I know.
It's a very exciting time of year. It is harvest season. We're grape stomping. This is when the wine
Pumpkin spice season. That's what you're getting after.
It's all of those things.
Yes.
So it's wine grape stomping season. It's pumpkin spice season.
Something else, too.
There's got to be some. Allergies are back.
Yes.
Allergies are back.
Mm-hmm.
Very exciting stuff.
You know what else is back?
I don't. Tell me more.
It's Halloween season.
Every year.
Every year.
This time every year. Well, it's been Halloween season for you.
Yeah,
right?
since about July.
This is where we get to take Ray's hat off. He's no longer our resident bartender.
No.
And we get to put his mask on.
You did
This is
bring
where-
drinks for us, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I have some old fashions here tonight.
Let me try. I'll try one of those.
This was
Yeah, he's still the Ray we love.
what do you want from me? Go get your own cup.
Okay.
I'm like pouring beers, getting them cups. I thought the cups were way over there. I didn't know they were right here.
If you look in that bag right there, I've got cubes, so you can put it on ice.
Oh, you want me to get that for you, Adam?
Hey, Troy, you get some cubes for him?
Yeah. Yeah, this is when the listeners first met Ray. He was the
Spirit
Halloween guy.
Well, we didn't know if we were really Ray guys. You know?
He was a fan favorite though.
We've been doing this a while.
But you don't know. You know what I'm saying? When you bring someone on the podcast for the first time, you don't know what you're going to get. So it was like, well, gosh, Ray is affiliated with Spirit Halloween.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a big deal. We should talk about Spirit Halloween. And then we brought him in and we were like, huh, he's actually cool.
I can do other
good.
things.
Pretty good on the mic.
And then it turns out that he's really good bartender,
Yeah.
which was a big win for me. 'Cause
Which
I only wear wigs once a year.
you're getting a little close to something I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about.
You can talk about it. I mean, we released an episode.
I got
a few weeks ago.
excited.
You did. Taylor and I have
was a
something.
tease.
We have something coming up. I think we're going to do something this week, actually,
You want
for Squeezing Lemons.
There we
Yeah,
go.
I understand.
Yeah.
But, you should say it as an audio medium.
Yeah, Squeezing Lemons is kind of, I think we're gonna got an episode this week we're gonna release.
All right.
Going back to our new format, which is just one cocktail, a couple guys talking about some stuff and hanging out instead of we were getting hammered
a lot
every freaking time, and it just was hurting our liver.
So all of those other episodes that you did, they're just in the vault now.
They're in the vault.
You literally just tucked them away.
We
you
tucked
went to
them
the new
away,
format,
yeah.
whereas now more just hang in and one drink. We
Hanging
really
in one
dive
drink, yeah.
one drink.
And it's mostly about what are we drinking? What do we drink on our trips? He's traveling a lot.
What are you
I'm
drinking
traveling.
right now? What's your drink of the month is what you're talking about.
Old fashions. I'm back to
Yeah.
old fashioned but I'm changing up the bitters a lot. Tonight I've added a cherry pecan cinnamon bitters to this one.
Ooh.
It's delicious.
This son of a bitch, dude. He lives in a different world.
He
than me.
does.
Yeah.
I'm like, you take the sugar and you put it in boiling water.
Yeah.
And then when it kind of reduces a little, you have a simple syrup.
The end.
Done.
Yeah.
And I'm doing freezer door old fashions, so I'll make 6 or 8 old fashions at a time.
So this fancy glass bottle in front of me is the entire drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an old fashioned. I keep it in the freezer, and then
That is a great way to do it.
and then that way I'll just, and then when I get home or whatever, I'll
Sometimes
just
you
pour
don't
right
want
off
to
of
do
it.
it all.
Is
This
there
only
some-
lasts about 7 to 10 days, though.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's just a longer
Yeah, but
shelf life
that's
than a normal
a liter.
old-fashioned?
Yeah, it's
That's
actually
not even a liter.
Yeah,
It's
that's actually
6.
way better than I thought he was going to say.
It's-
This only lasts 10 minutes.
yeah 6 old fashions there,
Yeah. So one night.
one night.
2 nights maybe.
It's one night when he comes on this podcast and starts shoveling drinks.
Yeah.
It's
Spreading the love around.
dangerous.
Yeah, so bourbon now. I'll probably switch to tequila come late October. just to kind of.
The winter drink.
Yeah.
Everybody knows tequila's a winter drink.
He does that all backwards.
I know.
Yeah, the thing about for me with tequila, I'll drink like really good tequila, so that way I don't get hungover.
Yeah.
So I'll get a little tight.
Is rum still? There you go, throwback. Is rum still coming around?
Oh, I do love a rum drink, but that's generally when it's too sweet. It's during the weekend.
Yeah.
I'll do like a tiki drink.
Nice.
What do
With a
you
little
think
shot.
with your professional opinion of that Bambua rum?
Well, it's really sweet. It's from Barbados, if I'm correct. Bambua. If it's a Barbados rum, it's okay. It's kind of got this funky. It's not as. I don't think it's as nice as a Jamaican rum, or you can't get any Cuban rum here in town, or even in the States. Period.
It tastes like bananas. I'm really coming around to it. Like, I got a buddy that only drinks Captain Morgan's, and then he graduated to Captain Morgan's private stock. And so when I first tasted the Bamboo, I was like, I think this is the one for him. And I brought it to him. And now in his liquor cabinet, there are 2 rums, private stock and Bamboo. Like, I got him to branch out, but because it was, if you are a spiced rum guy, it's a nice gateway into rum. Because spiced rum is a totally different beast.
It's totally different. That Kraken, I really enjoy Kraken other than the Captain Morgan, if you will, or
I thought Kraken was the equivalent of Captain.
It is, but it's got a little bit. I think it's got a little different spice to
Darker,
it.
right?
Yeah, it's darker. Even Bacardi has a spice rum. It's actually pretty good too.
So when you talk about like Barbados compared to Cuban, like what's the difference?
So Barbados, Jamaican,
Jamaican has a funk.
Yeah, and Barbados even
Like
has
the Yingling,
have like
tequila.
less of a funk. It's more. I think it's more sugary.
It's about the
There's a lot
quality of the cane sugar,
Yeah, it's
right?
just cane sugar that's used inside of it that kind of helps it. But I prefer a Jamaican rum.
Yeah.
But if I could have Cuban rum, I'd do Cuban rum every day.
That's the best of the ones.
The only
out
one
there.
I've had is that Havana Club, and I
The
liked it a
Havana
lot.
Club. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Get on. Yeah.
Learn something
Everybody loves it, but you can't get it.
Oh, so is that like actually a good example of it? That's the only
Absolutely.
one I've had.
That
I was
is
like,
that
great.
is the Cuban rum of choice that everybody wants.
well, then
Havana.
I had
that
the best,
Havana
and it
Club.
was great.
Yeah. Yeah. They're clear and they're stuff that's aged, 7, 10, 15 years. That's even better. So anyway.
It's tasty, but that's not why you're here
But
today.
it's not why I'm
Yes.
here.
Let's get back on topic.
We are here because it's the spirit of giving,
It is.
or Spirit Halloween. I never know what to say.
Yeah, so here we are. It's starting of October. I guess when we release this, we're going to be the first week in October.
We're like
This will be mid-October.
Mid-October.
So we'll be really ramping up. People are
Yeah.
starting to figure out what they're going to wear, which candidate they're going to be. Ooh, that's going to be difficult.
This will be October 13th is when this.
We do have masks this year, so we can go back to that.
So you have mass
yeah.
of both presidential candidates.
Well, I take that back. So we don't have any Harris masks right now, but I do think that we're going to be getting them in probably by the time this airs, because we have the presidential mask.
Last presidential race was the first time it failed.
You're
Yeah,
wrong,
we
right?
lost. Yeah,
Yeah.
we lost.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So Spirit Halloween intentionally gave Trump a 2-week lead.
We did, but it didn't
Wasn't
happen.
enough.
It wasn't enough. Yeah. So, but I'll say we have Biden masks and we have
But
Trump.
Biden's not in
Biden's
it.
not around. But we have to order all this stuff a year in advance.
Yeah.
Who knew
Oh,
it was going to
shit.
happen?
So you got hoodwinked,
Yeah,
and now you got a
that's
bunch of
right.
Biden
Of course.
masks. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why the
I
Harris
think
masks
the
are.
Biden.
Yeah.
I think the Biden mask will still sell.
Oh, for sure.
I think so.
What else you got new there?
Oh,
I haven't been to the store yet. I did. See
I have. It's great. The
I
one-
did see
yeah,
a
it's really
video.
good.
It looks like y'all have some great new. I forget what you call them, the animatronic stuff. Looks like you have some really excellent new stuff there.
yeah. So this year our theme is Carnival. So it's the carnival of hell, if you will. And
Ooh.
yeah, I mean it's pretty funky.
Like crazy clowns and
Crazy
stuff
Clowns. Terrifier is Art the Clown from Terrifier. Big this year. Great
What
movie.
the hell is Terrifier?
Yeah, I don't
Like
know.
that. Yeah.
It's a horror movie. It's a cult classic. It's supposed to be really scary.
Is it old or new?
No, it's new.
Is it better than Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Nothing.
No, nothing
Thank
is
you.
better than that.
Cinema art.
That one is
That movie
really
is
freaking good.
horribly good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it is so bad that you're like, I
Amazing.
love this.
And that
Yeah.
was us last year. We had Killer Clowns from Outer Space last year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We did Mars Attacks and Killer Clowns last year.
Mars Attack's a good one too.
And but this year we've just went off and done our Carnival. Doing pretty well right now. Everybody loves our animatronics, which
Nice.
is a big draw every year.
Yeah, because you cycle those in and out, if I remember correctly.
We
right?
do.
Like you basically do like the Disney video, like get it this year because it's going to be retired, and then
That's correct. We have Scream this year is one of our main products as well. We try to
The
do
Ghostface guy?
The Ghostface, yeah. So
I thought he was big every year.
he is, but we have an animatronic this year of him.
Oh, okay.
So we try and do
still
a classic.
pretty creepy.
We
yeah.
try and do a classic every year, and last year we brought the Crypt Keeper out.
So good.
Only had a limited release of him.
How'd that do?
Really, really
Yeah.
well. We sold all of them in
Like
probably
right away,
like 3 or
right?
4 days. Yeah,
Is that show streaming anywhere?
I don't know if it is or not.
What show that was called?
Tales
from the Crypt.
Tales from the Crypt,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
an HBO show, but I feel like I don't see it streaming anywhere. I feel like that would be great to have on Netflix or Max or one of those streaming services.
I don't think it aged well.
What do you mean?
They
I
should
don't know.
bring
I
it
feel like I
back
went back and
every
looked at it.
year.
It was just not good.
It was raunchy. It was raunchy and
you're
offensive.
selling
and-
me. These
Yeah,
are all
that's
great
true.
things.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to be careful though. I do know
What
that.
the fuck am I missing?
I don't
yeah,
know.
right. I mean,
This
Was
is
it
why people-
racist?
I think there.
I don't remember
I don't
it
know if it
being
was
racist.
racist, but I think that at
It
times
definitely had nudity, but that's
Sure.
so does Game of Thrones and every other
right.
show.
But you couldn't re-release Eddie Murphy's Raw right now.
But you could.
You could, but it wouldn't be great.
It's the best. I mean, what the hell?
You're right. It wouldn't be great. It'd be the best.
It'd be the best.
So. I did take my son in the store though the other day, the one close by. And
Yeah,
it's
at
great.
Chesterfield Town Center?
No, we went to the Westchester one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Westchester, pretty
He
small
loved
though.
it. He loved every second of it.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It's interesting as we talk about what's offensive and what's not offensive. But Hawk 2, we have a whole end cap.
I took a
Or-
picture of that
Yeah.
end cap and sent it
Yeah.
to people.
All right,
So
we
hold
had
on.
Great.
You have an end cap of Haley Welch, the
Helly
Hawk,
Welch.
the Hawk Tua girl.
We do.
And what exactly is there? Is just like dildos and shit, and you like spit on them?
Wow.
So he can show you, an
should be
example
marking
of
that.
it,
I'll
but
send it to you.
it's a. Here's what I'll tell you is
Or are
that
they putting like a hawk on it and trying to create like a persona?
it's
Oh,
t-shirt based.
there we go. Nice.
Here's the thing. She signed a deal. She signed a deal with us.
Really?
Yeah. So it is a licensed.
If she don't Hawk Tua, I won't talk to her.
Hey, solid words of advice.
That's right.
Our parent company signed her, so she also has merchandise in Spencer's. If you'd like to shop there as well.
What kind of merchandise? In the back?
Some of it's in the back, some of it's in the front. Looks like everybody likes it.
Oh, yeah. It literally says, Hawk to a spit on that thing.
That's
Wow.
And so, it's not, I mean, to each his own. That is okay to have in a store, but there are some things
But
that are
somehow
not.
the Crypt Keeper was offensive, and you got spit on that thing in a children's store.
It's not a children's store. It's a Halloween.
It's kind of.
We sell children's costumes.
There's some children's costumes. There's plenty of adult costumes.
Oh yeah, no, there's
Yeah.
sexy everything.
Yeah.
Is she in the sexy section?
Everything's sexy.
She's just in the adult section.
Yep.
Spit on
We don't
that
have
thing.
spit on that thing.
Bang.
If you don't Hawk Tua, I don't talk to you. That's fucking fantastic.
She's really close, I think, to Beetlejuice, actually. So,
Like sales wise?
well, like in the store,
Oh, in relation.
in relation to the store,
That's so Beetlejuice.
right?
He's always spitting on that thing.
Of course, he's right there.
Yeah.
I like the Hawk Tua jumpsuits. That's,
They got.
I mean, listen,
They have to have a guy
she's done a
version.
great job. She's,
She's still relevant.
she
like
is
her
very relevant.
She
there's
has
a guy version too.
She has stretched her
course.
15-minute version. Like she's gone over her 15 minutes.
what can you What's the?
The guy jumpsuit says Hawk Tua.
Does it have spit on the crotch?
I can't see it. It's not in the picture. I don't know.
Well, Ray,
It does not have spit on the crotch.
you missed an opportunity there.
You're assuming that guy.
Yeah, this is the one.
Yeah.
Spit on.
I was hoping because I would get a Hawk Tua jumpsuit, but if I have to put glaze on my mouth, I'm not. I don't know that that's the outfit for me.
I don't see your arm being twisted.
No, that's not part of the function at all. I'm just trying to. No, I thought maybe they'd go another way, but then
You
I
should
guess
be Haley Welch.
That would no. I'm running the numbers. It's just I don't think that's the direction I want to go with my
Yeah,
costume.
you don't have the hair for that.
You sell wigs.
We do sell wigs.
There you go.
Lots
Fix
of
the glitch. You're welcome.
Okay. Well, I need some chewing gum because my jaw's not ready for this. And work out a month.
So this year we've got 1,545 stores nationwide.
Is that a record
Wow.
or something? You said
It is.
You
It
said
is.
proud.
We have about 15 to 20 stores more this year.
I forget. Are y'all worldwide?
So we have stores in Canada as well.
Wow.
Yeah, but how many? Like, I don't know that all countries celebrate Halloween.
I think Halloween is becoming like
International?
worldwide. Yeah,
If
international.
we do it, everybody else does it on some level.
At least in small pockets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Worked for McDonald's.
I mean,
it's
think about
probably
like
a different-
South America, Day
different
of the
thing.
Dead.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
which is a little different. You know, but
Yeah,
but
just
still,
honoring
Next day.
your dead people, but
yeah. I don't know what happens in Europe, but we're interested in taking over the world, if you will,
Yeah.
from a spirit standpoint.
well,
Might as well.
Retail's dying enough to make that a possibility for you.
We are good about taking over some nice empty buildings.
You,
So
you
what
did
are the
see
percentage of women that like to dress slutty?
All of them.
Oh, wow.
I would say that
That's a bold
it
statement.
is. Listen, here's the thing: is that I think Halloween allows people to play on something that you normally wouldn't do, and I think that there are a lot of women out there that normally wouldn't dress a certain way, and they enjoy it, and they take the time that and men too. You'd be surprised how many
feel like you
men. How many men out there that are interested in dressing like a woman?
That
mean,
does not
I
shock
feel
me
like-
whatsoever.
But you know what I mean.
I feel like women can dress slutty all year.
I've done it.
they could,
I've done it once.
yeah,
I went to a Halloween
That checks out.
but
skirt and a mask and freaked out.
What are the top
Everybody.
couple
Yeah.
like sexy costumes that are like the ones that sell the most? Cheerleader.
I mean, there are some cheerleader
Maid.
stuff, but I would say
French
cop,
maid.
cop
Sexy
prisoner, cowboy and Indian.
It's
Ketchup
the
and
couple
mustard.
stuff, right?
I mean, like stuff like that.
Sexy ketchup.
right?
Hot dog and bun.
All
you
catch
know.
up sexy.
Mickey, I'll be honest, Mickey and Minnie.
Sexy Mixie.
or, I mean,
Mickey
they-
and Minnie.
How do you get away with doing Mickey and Minnie? You don't.
Oh,
You just wear the gloves and the ears.
you can, yeah,
Yeah, but it's just cartoon mouse, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just making sure we're.
Now we do. So there are some things that we have license on, and some that we do not. And
Like
we
Hawk Tua.
Hawk to it, right? But we do have Mickey and Minnie,
Wow.
costumes from Disney.
Not in the sexy part.
You can make it sexy.
You
Yeah.
can not make it. It's always sexy.
You can.
Good
Oh
point.
yeah,
I mean, they're wearing half their clothes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sexy.
This year Beetlejuice is big. Deadpool, Wolverine.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I can't
I
go wrong
think
with that.
Joker and Harlequin will be big.
Harley
I think,
Quinn's always.
I
big.
think Joker. I think the new Joker movie comes out in a couple weeks, or it might be out by the time this episode is released. So
So before.
before Halloween, I think with Lady Gaga doing the Harley Quinn this year,
Hear
that's
how he
going to
said
be
it?
Lady Gaga.
He mispronounced
yeah,
it.
he
It's
messed
so
it up.
It's always crazy when you see all the girls on Facebook
Lady Gaga.
posted
It's
for
Gaga.
the Harley Quinn outfits when they're like in middle school.
Yeah. Well, that's all the sexy stuff.
It's just weird.
But Harley
Yeah.
Quinn's not even. She's murderous sexy. It's
Well,
actually.
no, she's crazy.
she's
sexy.
crazy,
Yeah.
sexy. Yeah, yeah.
Like
Well, it's
she
kinda
doesn't even have a
redundant.
superpower.
No, it's just crazy.
She's just crazy.
Mental disorder.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, yeah, celebrate.
Yes, she's my favorite.
Like, what the fuck?
Kevin Smith named his daughter Harley Quinn Smith.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. It's unfortunate.
In honor of her.
No, I get it. And that self fulfilling prophecy will be in
Yeah.
all the learning disabled classes very soon.
And when Kevin Smith did that, I think that Harley
She's an
Quinn,
adult now.
right? Harley Quinn wasn't a live action real
No.
person.
No, it
Yeah,
was still
right.
very
It was
much
still
buried
very-
in the
It was
cartoon.
he's a comic book nerd. And
Yeah. That makes
Yeah.
sense. It's cooler then.
Yes.
For
Cooler
sure.
Then.
Now it's kind of like, oh, like name your kid Joker.
Yeah.
So we have a huge fan base at Spirit Halloween. That's where we get most of our employees, and I will tell you that I would say the majority of the female employees that we get always like to dress in a superhero, or Harley Quinn is one of the big ones that they.
I was going to ask you, do the employees, are they encouraged to dress in a costume?
So we try not to encourage them to dress, but we will allow it. And generally, it's kind of the last 10 days that we want that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as long as they have, they can express their own kind of, personal, personality.
But it's
if you
got to be
will.
spirit gear.
We would like it to be spirit gear.
Yeah.
And we also want it to be tasteful enough, or able to be worn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We need to do like a Hooters spirit collab.
Yeah.
That would be like. Wouldn't you go to Hooters if they were all dressed up in sexy nerds?
Yeah,
and sexy,
for
like that
sure.
would.
Well, the one at Chesterfield Town Center, we already have the waitresses that are coming in and out of there already.
Really?
I've noticed that Spirit Halloweens pop up close to a Hooters.
Close to a Hooters?
fairly often.
I'm sure they have a Hooters costume.
Yes, we do.
What is that called?
Hooters.
Oh.
So you got the Hooters
Yeah.
official.
Yeah.
Dig.
Yeah, so
Can't
a
imagine
lot
that
of
would
these.
take much. They're probably going to be
Yeah,
anything.
they
to
don't
get
have a high
public.
Please
standard.
God, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, they,
$7.
whatever,
Yeah.
whatever they can get to get people in there.
Yeah. There, obviously, I'm sure everybody by now has seen the Saturday Night Live, parody, if you will.
It was,
and it talks about, like, we tweak things just enough, right?
Yeah.
And
What-
we do, but we also take pride in picking up some of our, Sesame Street and Disney and Star
So
Wars,
you do have
Marvel,
legit-
DC. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm going as sexy Snuffleupagus this
Yeah,
year.
you are.
It's gonna be fucking
that's good.
dope. Guess where the trunk is?
Elephant train going on.
It's on my face.
Yeah. That's your notes.
That's where it goes.
You didn't let me finish.
What, I mean, come on. But
Yeah, what were you
why
thinking?
that takes so long?
Creepers.
Gosh, not walking around with. Ew. Oh, I get it. Weird.
Weird.
It's not even how an elephant walks. Just be weird.
Well, so y'all do tweak this stuff, but you also have legit stuff. Makes sense.
Correct.
And y'all do have a great, like, y'all will have cheap stuff, and then you have high quality stuff too. So you kind of run the gauntlet of, like, are you trying to spend $100 or are you trying to spend $20?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll oftentimes mix it up. I like to get a lot of my accessories, but if there's ever like one big piece, like a cowboy hat, I'd rather have a cowboy hat.
yeah.
But then like I want all the other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just getting it spirit, not overthinking it.
Yeah, so the last few years we've done a lot of that accessory kind of play on things, and we've called it build your own or make your own, or
Yeah, go
whatever
get a
it is.
sickle over here. And
Correct. And so we
mask.
have this whole accessory section, if you will, and you can pick up any and everything to build your entire costume, whatever it is.
Dude, I got
That's
the
pretty cool.
world's baddest axe up in Spirit Halloween. Like
Nice.
it's foam, but I mean, you cannot tell it is foam. And I had that bitch in my truck for a while. And people would come by and be like, oh, damn. They see this axe because it's a massive wooden axe with a giant metal head, but it's all foam. Now, you can still hurt somebody, like if you.
Right.
And we're getting really good about stuff. We have our own manufacturing over in China now, so we're starting to, kind of say what we want and how we want it done, and
Nice.
we can kind of
Way
start
better.
dictating our prices and things like that. So
And better quality control.
and we have much better quality control. We we have our own R&D department that does all of our animatronics now.
I got a question.
Sure.
Do you see Spirit going to a model where they might have some stores open 24, 365?
oh, interesting.
Never.
I mean, I feel like costumes are such a big thing. You could almost always find a reason to get a costume.
So the great thing that we have
I
turned
could be
to,
way off, but that's just what I'm.
right. So COVID, everybody hated COVID, and God rest his
Especially
soul,
Dave.
Dave. I mean, he might not make it. So with COVID, so
R.I.P.
Pour out some for Dave.
Yeah.
I tell you, if that little prophecy comes true, this would be a hell of a Spirit Halloween episode. Jeez.
So with COVID, COVID actually kind of helped us pick up how do people buy this year round, and how do we do this online? And so online shopping for us year round is becoming a business.
yeah.
And so we carry some things that gets some
Like
of
some
our-
of those accessories, you
Yeah,
could probably
you could
always
probably
use a
pick up,
faux sword.
Sure. Yep.
And not having
You
to
always
actually have a
use-
brick and
always
mortar
use it.
store
And-
and pay all the extra expense.
Yeah,
Correct.
That
And-
makes more sense. I'm an idiot.
So most of
There you
our
go.
most of our stuff that we have in our store that's left over year over year gets put away in a pack rat or a pod on, and
Yeah.
it's stored locally. But we do have some stores that actually send it back to the warehouse, and so they can keep it for those kind of situations that people want.
That's smart.
Yeah,
You sell spirit stuff on Amazon?
we do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
have
you have to because you
Yeah,
have a
you have
name. Like you got to lean into that because other
Yeah.
cheap dudes are going to come in and try to steal that. And like, if
Yeah.
I had to look, and it was a $2 difference for the spirit. You've been doing it long enough that I'm like, the spirit's probably better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
though I'm not saying you're synonymous with high quality, but you're synonymous with like at least I know what I'm going to get.
Brand
and-
recognition
right,
at that
and
point.
it's Halloween, right? Like if you see somebody that's like costume plus, right? You're probably not going to buy from those guys, but you're going to buy from Spirit Halloween, and just because we've been doing it,
It's in the name.
and it's in the name.
You did allude to the Saturday Night Live sketch.
I did.
I'd like to take a step back to that.
Okay.
What did you think of that? As somebody who literally year round puts your heart and soul in that, and like you scout some of those businesses, like you want to like make sure that Spirit is in a good place. Like they took some good swipes, but at the same time,
It's 100% true.
some of it was accurate. Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
I have a store.
How did that hit you?
I actually have a store in Waynesboro, Virginia, who is that I'm pretty sure a murder did happen in an AutoZone, and we actually have an AutoZone where maybe a murder took place.
So
That
they
could
might
be
have.
any
They might have
AutoZone.
been.
They might have been like
They were inside. They knew.
maybe
They had
Now,
some
listen,
stuff.
It wasn't offensive to me.
It was a little the creeper thing was I've never had
pervert part?
the
That was
pervert.
the
I've
only
never-
employee.
That was
I've
the
never
only
had
part
a bad
that seemed-
experience with an employee there.
Yeah, that part seemed like a stretch.
Yeah, it is.
but it
like-
was funny.
It was also my favorite line in the whole thing
Yeah.
when he's like, yeah, that's gonna work. I was like,
the sexy nurse.
right.
yeah.
And listen, we hire 50,000 people for
That
the
is
season.
ludicrous.
Right now, we do fire those people come November 15th.
But you don't really
change-
fire
Not
them.
really. No,
Well, we
they,
just-
they know going in.
They know.
what-
Yeah, we
what
do
the
know
deal
going
is.
in.
Yeah.
Now, so hiring those
Nobody shows up November 4th going, wait, what the fuck?
I don't have a job.
yeah, so we do, we do hire some. It gets past our our background checks and things like that.
That's
Literally
everywhere.
Every job.
Yeah.
Every job,
Yeah.
right? So there's some guys and girls in there that don't make great employees, but
Yeah.
we try to weed them
Well,
out pretty
when you
quickly.
hire 50,000 people, you're going to
You're
have
gonna
a
get it.
percentage.
Yeah.
Right. But I would say 99% of our employees that we have that work for Spirit Halloween are just really good.
You get a lot of return
Well,
employees.
returning is what we we build our business on returners.
Yeah.
You get a lot of like house parents that just work the holidays just get some extra
Absolutely.
cash going before
That makes
Christmas.
sense.
Yeah, this hustle culture that also COVID kind of brought up to for us is that it
They don't get enough credit because literally COVID really brought out the lazy people. But there's a few hustle
Yeah,
people
for
that are
sure.
still out there getting it done.
absolutely. I would say that out of my 9 district managers that I have this year, 6 of them will move on to another job that they already have in place after the season, and they'll just pick up and they'll do something for a few months, and then they'll take a little break, and they'll do something else for a few months, and then they'll come and work for us again. Come
Yeah, I guess
July.
if you do it right, there's always a season,
Yeah,
right?
it's a great
Like,
model because you can have people that they work different. They're able to work in one place for a few months, really give it all their all,
Yeah.
and then they're able to switch to something else. So they're not just that repetitive.
They don't burn
job.
out.
They
Yeah,
don't burn
exactly.
out.
I mean,
yeah,
we own-
and agreed. And here's the thing: is that we know that this job is not
Careers.
It's not a career, and it's hard. It's what we do is really, really hard. When we have to set up 1,500 locations, and we could do this all in 10 days. I can take keys from you guys. If you were a landlord, I'll take keys from you, and I will have that building set up and ready to operate
That's
in
crazy.
10 days.
That's crazy.
We work our people pretty hard,
Yeah.
and we pay them. We pay
Yeah,
these.
you pay well?
we pay well.
You have to.
Yeah,
For
we have
short-term
to.
jobs, you
Yeah,
have to.
absolutely.
Because there's no benefits. So it's really just, hey, you've got these 6 to 8 weeks.
Right.
Work
And
your butts off. We'll pay
What's
you
the
this. And-
average employee work?
Well,
Like 40-hour weeks, 60-hour weeks?
Yeah. So, I'll start at the bottom. Our like associates that kind of are the backbone of the merchandisers and the cashiers. Those guys work between 12 to 20 hours. We have assistant managers.
So they're
that
all students and like they're
come in and out, whatever. Now we do have some associates that'll work a lot more hours, some that work less, but that 12 to 20, 24 hours is kind of the sweet spot. Assistant managers are working anywhere between 24 to 36 hours, and our store managers are working 40 hours a week.
Yep.
So,
but nobody's putting in like killer hours for 6 hours a week to make them more money.
Some of them can, but we try to limit that. The biggest expense,
save on overtime.
Right. So the biggest expense for any kind of business is your payroll.
Yeah.
And we don't
Especially
want to
overtime.
Yeah, we don't want to do that for a couple reasons. Not just because we don't want to pay it, but if we continue to work somebody 50 or 60 hours a week, they're going to get burned out, and we don't want to take
the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, we don't want to take our employees and do that to them.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but then they get that look, the sunken eyes.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Costume looks better.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But I feel like if you work like 70-hour weeks, like for 6 weeks, you could really make a chunk of change.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
then
like,
the business is paying 30 hours of overtime.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. When you're talking about time and a half.
yeah, but also finding good employees that are willing to work is can be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the struggle that we have is that as we're coming into the season with 10 days left, that's when we do 70% of our business. So,
Yeah.
if we have a store,
Oh, now you're burnt out for the high
right,
season.
so you're
Yeah.
burned out. So we've
makes
worked these kids to death, or whoever they are to death.
Oh, God
And-
willing.
right?
The Spirit Halloween do a ton.
And then they want some time off, and they want it off when we
And y'all
need
are
them the
open
most.
Halloween night.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
You were like till the last second.
Yeah, 8:00.
Is that day really busy? Like people last minute? Coming
Generally
in?
it is.
Like
This
till
year-
about like 4.
Yeah, Halloween's on a Thursday this year, so not great, but better than last.
Because it was what, Tuesday or
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Wednesday last year,
Wednesday's
and
the
so
worst.
Friday next year, Saturday
The
2026.
next 2 years is gonna be great.
Yeah,
Saturday's going to crush.
yeah. So that's what we're
Friday.
kind of preparing
Sometimes
for.
in the middle of the week, though, you can get like the week before party and the next week party.
Ooh, I
Right.
do like that.
Now, here's the thing with Thursday. It's
Thirsty.
right. So we know
I
that
like it, I like
we know
it.
there are certain towns in certain areas. We'll just say
College
Radford. Radford is like
Yeah.
a
That
Thursday
sounds cool.
night. Thursday night parties, party school. So they're going to do a lot of business. However, suburban Midlothian on a Thursday, you're not going to get a whole lot.
no.
But the weekend prior, you're going to see a lot of that.
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot of more. There's going to be a kids party on a Friday and an adult party on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then that kid party which is interesting, that kid party on Saturday is going to happen. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that kid's going to change his mind on his costume that he wore at his kid's party.
Gotta have
gonna
a
wanna-
secondary
He's
one.
going to have a secondary one, so we might pick up some of that too.
Yeah, not my kid. I'll be like, you fucked up. You're wearing that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like, we're not getting 2 costumes.
Why? They should come and get 2 costumes.
Like, I get where you're coming from. And I'm not
What's
not
the
saying
age? What's the age when you should stop trick or treating?
trick-or-treating?
13.
Yeah.
No, junior year of high school.
Wow.
I think
Whoa.
13, 14. Like I
Yeah,
think
I
middle
think you
school.
can go late.
Once you get through middle school,
I think you
should
go
be
like
done.
once you can drive, you're out. I think that's actually like
I feel like
I think like once you're in high school, you should be done.
if you can't drive, then you got to get your candy, man. So you go out in that neighborhood, you get your candy.
I think 7th or 8th grade.
Yeah, I think middle school. Like
Yeah.
once you're out of middle school, you should definitely be done trick or treating. Like if my freshman
license,
in high
the
school goes
license.
trick or treating this year,
License, okay?
The
I will
license.
not think that's okay. Unless he says I'm going to walk around with my brother. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think trick or treating doesn't have to be the all night affair that it once was. But like,
Wait,
if I'm
do
15
you still go
years old,
trick or treating?
I go trick or treating with my kids.
Okay.
And there's a standing rule: if they got Butterfingers,
There you
say,
go.
"Hey, my dad needs one," and
But
I'm
you
in
don't, you
a
don't bring them
costume.
home and then go back out by yourself, right?
It's Reese's for me.
No, Reese's your go-to.
Oh, yeah.
anything Reese's. Butterfingers are legit too.
If there's a
Butterfingers are
Butterfinger at that, because I don't get Butterfingers at all during the year. Ooh. So it's just that night.
I just don't need a lot of candy during the year. And the one thing that I found is the 100 grand bars. Those little tiny
Dude, those
ones.
are so good.
Those are good.
Underrated.
You always forget about those.
Historically underrated candy bar.
Right,
Oh, I'm
but
getting
you forget
excited.
it.
It's only been a few years that I've ever tried one. I was like, these are amazing.
man.
And I don't eat a lot of candy, but man.
Dude,
as soon as
100
those
grand's
come
got
out, I'm like,
all the
I
stuff going on.
Yes, it
All
is
of
so good.
It's got like Krispies in it and shit. You
Oh,
forget
man.
about all that.
Like I can't
Yeah.
remember last time I had a candy bar, but on that night, I'm taking every 100 grand out of his bag.
Let me tell you what.
It's hard to find 100 grand.
No, dude, on
Troy-
Halloween, everybody gives out 100 grand, like the little tiny ones. It's crazy.
Really? I need to
Yeah.
go to your neighborhood.
Yeah. Oh, well, my neighborhood
Troy
is a
is-
crazy neighborhood with
He's
Halloween.
trying to keep everybody
Christmas.
on track.
Oh,
The
Troy-
deli is
yeah.
out.
Nobody pays me any mind.
His deli's out
We love
6
you,
minutes
Troy.
early.
No, it's not. This is a freaking.
Oh, it's a double. I see
Sure.
what you're saying. Yeah, he's right. He's right.
And
I'm always fucking right.
and you
Okay.
picked it,
true.
and you
He's
picked
always-
a beer that I could.
I picked
might-
this
Seasonally
beer.
appropriate.
I picked this beer for you because I knew it was going to be the spirit one. This is
Oh,
the
yeah.
Allagash Haunted House.
Oh man,
Cursed
Hoppy.
by our love of roasty porters, we summon the recipe for Haunted House.
this looks good as shit.
This scarily balanced dark beer is cloaked in notes of coffee, malt, and devilish hint of hop.
Oh man,
It's got a cool can. I got it because it was Halloween themed, obviously. I almost got Oktoberfest, but I was like, that's not Halloweeny enough.
I was thinking you would get a pumpkin beer.
Yeah. That'll have to be next time.
Look how freaking dark that beer
Is it?
pours.
Oh.
Yeah.
That beer pours.
Oh, it smells like espresso.
Let's see. Oh, brutal. Got to adjust my palate from Allagash White to Allagash Haunted House.
Yeah, I'm doing an old fashioned over here, so I gotta.
Yeah, it's weird. Again, the website has a completely different description than what's
Well, these beers,
weird.
These Halloween beers taste different every year. In fact, I believe there's a 50-50 chance that years ago we drank this. Maybe.
I can't keep track of all the beers anymore.
No, and this is one of those that like I looked at it and I was like, did I or did I not? Or is it one of those that sometimes I just buy beers, myself randomly, and they never make the deli. And so I don't know where this one, but it doesn't taste familiar. It tastes.
Do you ever go into Total Wine and you're walking up down the aisles? You just don't even know what you're looking at anymore. You're like, I don't even know what I'm looking for. There's so many different options. It's really tough to even like zero in on one.
I mean, look at the world I live in. 9 years of this shit.
Yeah.
52 episodes a year.
Yeah.
I've
Like, I walk in there and
I've
I'm
had
like,
every
I don't
beer.
know what any
It's
of
like
these
looking
are.
at a Cheesecake Factory menu. It's just overwhelming. There's too
That is
many.
a ridiculous.
You want Mexican? Maybe Chinese.
Yeah. Got
Yeah.
everything.
Maybe Italian. I don't know. Oh, maybe I'll just have a burger. Cheesecake that place is difficult at best.
I don't go there. I just
No, yeah.
I don't either.
I'm
It's
not a fan.
overwhelming.
Yeah, I don't like it.
And it's like, if you're doing it all, are you doing any of it well?
No.
Right. Yeah.
But you're doing it all.
and by the time you eat all the other stuff, you don't even want the cheesecake.
I've never had a cheesecake from Cheesecake.
I've only had it when I took employees there. I'm like, hey, I'll take you all there. I'll buy you cheesecake. But that's it. Like,
There you go.
I've never gone in there, eaten a meal, and gotten cheesecake.
This beer reminds me of the beer we had last week.
Wait, what? Last week? Or
Tastes
2
like
weeks
some
ago?
other beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tastes a lot like a lot of other beers.
Oh,
I'm having a hard time with this beer. I had to sit down.
no.
Well, you want to go first?
I'll give it a couple more sips.
Adam's like, no. Fair enough.
I mean, I think it's better than that coffee cake beer from a few weeks ago.
The tasty
That was
cake.
terrible. I was so excited about that beer.
That looks great.
And I looked at I was like, this is going to be amazing. I love coffee cake. All it was coffee.
No one has drank one of those. They're still in the fridge.
Shocking.
Yeah, I know. See, that's
We gave
the
a
problem.
ringing endorsement.
That's where that's because the marketing there oversold it to something it wasn't.
If
Where
it would have
this
just
one,
been a sweet beer that tastes like coffee cake, it would have been great.
this haunted house is just doesn't really say much of anything.
It says hoppy dark ale.
Yeah.
I mean, it's dark. It's right. I mean, it's accurate.
It's not hoppy to me.
I don't
That's-
think it's hoppy.
It's
It's
literally
malty.
I want the hop. Like I wish it had hop.
On the very, very end, after you've sipped it, see if you can taste the hop.
Okay.
It's malt forward, but it's got a slight hop at the end, but very understated.
Okay. But you know what the problem is? It's covered by the coffee bitterness. That it's hard
Yes.
to discern that it's hops versus coffee because they're both bitter. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm shocked at how much coffee is on that.
See, and I don't taste
that
as
being
much
a lot of
coffee.
coffee. I'm
I
not
don't
picking a
taste
lot
as
of
much
coffee.
coffee in this as I did the coffee cake ale. Like just a hint
the
of coffee.
coffee cake ale tasted like fucking cake to me.
And see, I didn't
And
get
had no coffee.
I didn't get any cake.
There's-
from
This
the coffee
one
cake
is-
ale.
It's
all
like
coffee.
It's like espresso.
This is a black coffee.
It is.
And see, I don't taste as much coffee in this one.
I'm with Adam.
Yeah. It's weird.
Wow.
It's so strange.
The coffee cake
how-
one, it was nothing but coffee with a hint.
I mean, this
Something.
is why
it-
we do it. This is why we
Can
do
you
it.
not? Smell it.
Doesn't
It doesn't smell like coffee.
Does not smell like coffee at all to me.
Like literally
Smells
coffee.
like
It smells like fucking coffee.
No.
It is so strange how people can taste it so differently because that is coffee.
That's why we play the game, Brendan.
That's why we
Right,
play the
yeah.
game.
That's exactly right because it's very rare that a beer goes, oh, no, we all taste exactly the same thing and it's great.
It does. It happens every once in a while.
And it's beautiful.
Like there
when
was
it
that
does.
was it the cider last year? I think I was here for that. And all 4 people that were here were like, "This is amazing."
The
This is
Down East
great."
winter cider.
Yeah, and I haven't seen it since. It should be about, and hopefully coming out about this time of year, right?
It'll be coming out soon. Once those leaves
Right.
start falling,
We gotta get
the
that.
beers will go to winter.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go first. I hate to do this.
No, you don't.
No, I'm excited that you're
What
going
did
to
we
Right.
give the last week's one? I don't think we ever added up. And
It was like a 3-1-3.
Yeah,
was it all
3-1-3.
3? Oh, okay.
So he had a
Yeah, 'cause
3.5
I
and then
gave it
3
a
3s.
3.5. I liked it.
So I was just guessing at a number. That sounds rough.
Pretty close.
I'm guessing
There
it's.
must be a mathematician.
All
So-
3s and 3.5?
Yeah, all 3s and a 3.5.
I said 3-1-3. I just threw that out there.
Pretty close.
You're usually good with that.
That
So-
one's a little
Numbers.
shy.
You're that guy in
That one's a little.
numbers.
That one's a little shy.
Just a teeny bit shy.
Yeah, because it's actually closer to 3.15.
3.125.
Wow.
Oh,
that's pretty dark close.
That's pretty close. round up.
It was the eye style. It got you. Gave you that.
Yeah, the Einstein's
kick
got
you
me really smart or something.
All right, who's up?
All right, so I'll go first. I'm going to stew this just a little.
So you like the can?
Because of the Halloween
I
theme?
do
Yeah.
like that.
Shocking
Listen,
that
I
the
do
spirit
like
Purple
Halloween
and
guy
green,
likes the
Brendan.
can.
It's purple and green.
It's purple and green. Purple is
your favorite color, purple. Actually, that should be your favorite color, blue. You're saying,
Yeah, that is a great blue.
yeah, that's
Right.
your favorite blue.
So
I
there
have
are
a suit.
Yeah,
There are a couple things here with the can. So it's purple and green. Purple with Spirited Children colors. We're going to talk about that here in a few seconds.
Oh, yeah, me too.
So Spirited Children I think this green actually glows in the dark or is blacklight sensitive.
it's definitely black light.
Yeah.
it's neon
So
green.
I really appreciate this can that, it's very Halloween-esque. It does its job. Also, I love this beer.
Oh, I did not
Hey.
expect that.
I really like this beer. I don't want to give it a 4, but I'm definitely giving it a 3.5.
Solid.
I'm really
Not going to give it the 4. You said you love
I
this
do love
beer.
this beer, but listen,
You know that it's going to
You
get
love
trashed.
something.
It's gonna get
give it a
trashed.
four.
I
But
get
why
it.
did you not come strong then?
Because I don't feel like I think that there are probably beers out there that are just as good or better than this, but I think a 4 is like if that's the highest rating that you can give it.
No, a 5 is the highest rating you can give it.
Oh,
Has
I,
anything ever gotten a 5?
No.
no,
oh, well
Doesn't
then I'll
exist.
definitely give it a 4 then. If it's 5
Yeah,
is the
no,
highest.
it's a
We daved
scale
them right
goes
yeah,
to
you
5.
Daved
did
him
me. Yeah,
into
you
a
did me.
4.
No,
into
but
it.
if he thought 4 was literally the highest.
So I'm gonna give it a 4, right? Because I do believe that there are beers
yeah, I don't
out
think
there.
anyone. And the only reason
Just
I did,
explain the rules.
But you can't go. I love this beer.
Yeah,
I do
and
love
then
this
come
beer.
in
That's
and
not
not
a 3.5.
4.
Yeah, it's got to be a
Right.
4.
So
if you
I'll
love
do a 4. I'll do a 4. However, I think that you guys are gonna kill it. You guys are gonna just crush this beer.
I'm
go
not
next.
going to crush
Yeah.
it because it sucks.
Yeah, I'll go next because I don't love it, but compared to the Tasty Cake and some of the things I've tasted, I don't think it's that bad. Like,
Yeah.
for an IPA, which I'm not a fan of, this is pretty good. I could drink this. I'll finish this beer and have no problem with it. If somebody gave me one, I would finish this. I wouldn't seek it out, but I'll give it a 3. I think it's good beer.
Yeah, okay. I follow that. Troy, you just put that scent bomb in the air.
Yeah,
What is that about? Did you just fart?
no. I just saw this scent thing sitting here, and I was like, "Let me see what it smells like."
It's all up in my nose.
That thing will change the smell of any room, which is
Smells
its
good.
job, but
It smells like a chick.
I don't know what's going on now. All right, let me just
Look, I give this a 3.
Yeah.
This beer tastes fine.
Yeah.
I've used this reference before. There's not a lot of good to say about it, not a lot of bad. The only knock is it says it sells itself as a hoppy beer, and to me it's malty.
yes.
But I like malt more than hop, so I'm not going to hold that against it. But I give it a 3.
But I think if you're sitting out on Halloween night,
Yeah.
giving out candy in front of your driveway,
If you're having a
drinking
Halloween
theirs,
party, grab
gotta
some of
find-
this. Yeah.
It's perfectly fine.
I'm having a hard time with this beer, if I'm being honest.
No, lie. Just
Yeah,
start now.
I want you to lie.
Okay, 5. The best beer I've ever had in my life. No, I'm actually with Ray, it is a coffee forward beer.
I do not taste that.
Big swig. Yep. Super coffee. But not in the way a brown ale is, in the way that a porter or a stout is. That little bit of hop, Troy, I'm starting to find. Mm-hmm. And it's actually cutting a little of that.
The malt.
In a weird way. But as far as I'm concerned, it's a fantastic example of a coffee style beer. I wish it had a little more hop. If it bumped that up, it would get a higher score. I'm not going to pan it because it's better than an average beer. They've done a very good job of balancing all that crazy shit. I just want it to have a little more hop. So I'm not going to go any higher than a 3.
Okay.
Well, that equals
It's a pretty good score.
a 3.25.
Yeah, that's a good score for that.
Not a bad score.
No.
It's a good score for a beer that is really skirting the norm.
Nothing under a
You
3.
think that's norm?
Average
You think that's
beer.
norm?
No, I said
Yeah.
it's skirting the norm. Like
it's
it's
an average
totally
beer.
doing its own thing.
Yeah.
Like it's in its own lane, and that's going to make it disagreeable and agreeable to different people. So
Right.
that score probably is about right.
Would you say that this is a disagreeable beer?
No, it's but if you don't like
You don't like coffee?
bitter and coffee and
yeah.
all that, you're gonna be like, this is fucking disgusting.
But see, I hate coffee with a passion. I cannot stand that.
But you
flavor.
don't even
Wow,
know what
but you don't
coffee
taste it.
tastes like.
Yeah. I
'Cause
do.
You had
No,
you
I
had a
have tried
cake
coffee.
and thought it tasted like coffee,
That did
and you
not
just had a
taste like
coffee and thought it tasted like something else. So you don't know what coffee is.
Maybe I'm special.
You grew up in a pumpkin spice world.
I do not. I'm not a fan of pumpkin spice.
I think this is like red wine
I'm a
and
basic bitch, but not that much of a basic bitch.
cocktails. Red wine and booze forward cocktails. Like this can makes me feel like it's not for the masses, if you will.
No, this is not. That's why I'm glad
Yeah.
it got as high as a 3.25 because they went out on a limb that is going to alienate a lot of people, and nobody here was alienated to even
But
get
it's
into
just
the
meh.
twos.
It's like it's fine. It's
But
good-
Allagash,
beer.
Allagash also has their Allagash White, which
That's what's in this
I
keg.
love
arguably
Allagash.
one of the
Yeah.
most agreeable beers in the universe.
I usually
Correct.
have that in my fridge. It's great.
and I think
Yeah.
it is like polar opposites.
It is.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
Allagash White in this tap for a reason. Because I prefer Allagash Lights. I like to mix it with a light beer.
Learned that from
It's my
you.
favorite.
okay.
Yeah,
it's my
it's great.
favorite beer.
Yeah.
Allagash Light.
Well,
They
last
just don't
week the
make it.
Patagonia beer was Allagash.
It was in the
2
ballpark.
weeks ago, I guess at this point.
Was that an Allagash brand beer?
No, it was a Deschutes,
Just shoots,
The
but then it was
shoots, yeah.
on the Allagash site.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah.
which was a whole nother thing.
Weird.
Yeah.
The world's starting to get confused. Ever since Asheville drowned,
World's upside down.
The world is upside down.
beer world.
I don't mind a Deschutes.
No, I
Did you
don't.
try the Patagonia one?
I have.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
did you think?
It was okay.
Yeah. It was a good beer.
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
It's more of a marketing thing.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Allagash makes some good stuff for a large. It's one of those micro macro breweries.
Yeah.
It started out as this micro kind of, and then
Like a
then
dogfish. head.
Underneath
Right,
the
and-
big boys, but
Yeah.
higher than the small ones.
and they do a great job.
I know we have spirit stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
But I do have a topic that I'm like,
I'd love to.
while we're talking about breweries in general, there has been this little like backlash occurring lately. And it started originally with don't bring your dog. Like there were certain breweries that were like, sorry, we're not dog friendly.
I'm not in the brewery world anymore, but that sounds almost ludicrous. Like, I just feel like every brewery is totally dog friendly.
I mean, every mall is dog friendly.
But they're not. Like you go out
Really?
to like Fine Creek, which is all that land.
Heard of Fine Creek?
That is not dog
You're
friendly.
missing out.
Wait,
Yeah.
you've not been to Fine Creek,
Pine Creek's great.
Literally the best
Really?
brewery.
but it is
that's-
not dog friendly.
It's not dog friendly.
Interesting.
I have
Where
seen
is-
people.
They don't have a lot of space there.
Powhatan.
Ah.
The problem is that a lot of the stuff that they have, they use in their
Right down
food, and
7-Eleven.
like they use in their food or they use in their
Yeah,
beer.
yeah.
They grow hops there, and they don't want dogs fucking it up.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's not dog friendly. And you started to see this trend where certain breweries were like, they're pulling back on the dogs.
It's a pain in the ass.
But now you're starting to see the pullback of kids. There are
Thank
breweries that are like,
God.
unless your kid is over 16,
Well, that's dumb. They don't want to be there.
no, it's perfect.
That's a
exactly.
great out.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
but that's exactly it. You go, sorry, when they're 16, they can come back. By the time they're 16, they're like, I don't want to be here.
don't wanna fucking
By the
be
time they're 21, they're like, don't mind if I do.
Correct.
I've definitely taken my kids to a brewery like a Hardywood, West Creek, that is massive.
Right.
And they're set up for kids.
Correct.
Yeah, they have kid areas.
Yeah,
and
so I'm
stuff.
like,
Yeah.
go sit, kids.
Yeah,
But then
I also
other
know-
smaller ones like Crazy Rooster out in Powhatan, you're not going to take your kids to that. Like it's
No,
a
but they
small little
do,
place.
and it's like
I know it's weird.
I don't like it in
Yeah.
there. It's in
I
an
don't know.
industrial park. I don't need your kids out here. Oh,
But
the only
I
thing you
also
can-
know my kids are well behaved, where
They are.
some people's
But
kids
most
are not.
aren't.
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
the same problem with dogs.
Yes.
But a place like Fine Creek, right? Like they don't want dogs there because they're fucking up their crops that
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
using
yeah.
the food. And then you get kids out there and they're constantly coming out and they're yelling at the kids, "Hey, don't play football around this stuff."
Yeah.
We cook
Well, it's the
with
same
this.
problem always. Dog owners and kids, like parents, are awful.
Yes.
For the most part.
Well, they
don't
all
care
Yeah.
what their dogs do. They
They
don't care
all-
what their kids do.
and they all
if
think
you
their
come
kids are perfect
Yeah, if you come
and-
at them, then they're mad and blaming it on you when it's their
Yeah.
kids or dog that's the problem.
Well, how do you feel about the anti-kid movement? in
Good.
breweries?
I
Let them-
love it.
Yeah,
I'm all for
absolutely.
it.
Let them do whatever they want.
Okay, so literally 3. So okay, that's.
But we
See-
also, I mean, I don't. How old are your kids?
14 and 10.
Yeah, so they're not coming to the brewery,
No, but at 6 they didn't want to come to a brewery.
right?
Well, their parents are drinking, hanging
needed a
out.
picture of that.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
Yeah, I'm crushing shots that I don't
I
need to
just
make.
if I'm going out drinking to a brewery or a winery, the last thing I want is a fucking kid
Right.
running under my
Because then you're
damn
constantly telling them what not to do.
Right.
Do
Knocking
this, do
shit
this.
over.
no shit. Or they're throwing a ball and it's
Yeah.
Right.
they can't catch.
Right.
You know, like
Yeah. Or they're coming up to you asking for stuff the whole time. So you're not enjoying
Yeah.
the experience whatsoever.
But
Yeah.
then there's times though where you're like, I just want to go out and have a couple beers, and I've been stuck with these kids, and like I know I can take them to the brewery.
So put it on everyone else.
Yeah, I see. I've
I get
never had
both
that
sides.
thought. It was like, I want a few beers and I'm going to drag my kids to a brewery. That never comes into my
Yeah.
mind.
It's
Never.
when you're a cool parent, and you're like you still want to do stuff.
I'm going to tell you right now, you're not a fucking cool parent. You bring your kids to the bar.
Yeah,
Kids,
you're-
yeah.
that's the
I mean, that's what it
opposite of
is.
cool.
Hey,
Everybody's
come
looking
step
at you
up
like
to the
you're
bar.
the clown. You're the Muppet.
No,
Yeah,
he's saying in the eyes of
absolutely.
the kids.
Yeah, you're a Muppet.
Do the kids think you're cool? That's what you're
No,
talking about.
I'm just saying I came up. Look, I've seen all sides of this coin, so I'm not saying I argue either direction. But there were times.
My mom dragged and my dad dragged me to a lot of beer drinking
but that's
facilities.
to bars and stuff.
Well, into like
You used to
Friday
also go buy your mom
cheers
cigarettes
and
all the
stuff.
time.
Yeah,
It's a little different.
I'm just saying it's not good.
No, it's not good
No.
at all. No, it's terrible.
yeah, and so wineries have often done this, not here, but like you get out in the West Coast and like you go to a place like Napa. There's a lot of places like we don't allow kids.
Well, who wants to go drop $200 on a bottle of wine and have a snot-nosed brat running around?
Where you can't enjoy it and
yeah,
you're constantly
you're
checking
trying to
on them
hold a
the whole time.
conversation and
Yeah.
But you're going to get backlash because there has been an entire culture
because parents
of
are
parents
assholes.
bringing
yeah.
little kids to breweries.
But again,
It's
I think
become a
it's such
thing.
a small minority of people that are the ones causing the backlash that most people are like, this makes common sense. Like,
There
I'm
are-
not going to take my kid
To a bar.
brewery
You don't take
or
them
a
to
bar.
bars.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
They
And the
make
people that are gonna be
babysitters
mad
for a
about-
reason.
Exactly. Like, if you're going out to have a good time, you don't want your kids with you.
But I think
Yeah, who the fuck wants your kids with them trying to have a good time?
Right.
the
Exactly.
genie's out of the bottle.
Well,
How many people
if your
bring
good
kids
time
to
is
breweries?
drinking, binge
Yeah.
drinking.
Well, that is true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I like to have a good time with my kids, but it doesn't involve binge drinking.
Right, exactly. Like,
Absolutely.
it's so rare that I even go out and do those things that I have so much fun with them the other times that when I want to go out and do that, I don't want them with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I
You
guess.
you have hit a subject.
No, and that's why because I've
Like,
been
why do
on
you
the
want
other
your
side
kids
where I've
around you
taken
while
my
you're
kids.
drinking and trying to do that?
I've done it many a time because I have found the socially acceptable bar to bring kids. It's like it is.
Yeah, Hardywood locally socially acceptable to bring your kid,
But they've
because
set it up
They've
where they
set
have
it up.
swings way the fuck over there.
But they do now have a kid-free area in that bar. In that,
But that's the beginning of one of the most kid-friendly breweries I've ever seen.
To now.
Starting to pull back and go,
Yeah.
hey, how about no kids over here? And I'm for it, but it's also because my kids are getting older and they don't want to go. There was a time in my life.
Well, your kids are old enough you can leave them alone
Right.
now.
And it's funny, like, remember it used to be like there was the non-smoking section.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
yeah,
it
that's
turned
what
the
this is.
opposite.
Yeah.
And it was, oh, no, there's the smoking section now
Yes.
because nobody wants to be around smokers. Then there's this kid thing. No, there's
It's starting to do it.
Yeah.
There was a time where everybody just had a kid at a brewery.
Well, I was
And
at
now-
I went to a concert at that Hardywood at West Creek, and a kid got on stage, and the band had to stop, and they're like, "Whose kid is this?"
Right.
And the parents just like, "Oh, sorry, it's mine."
They think it's cute.
and
And they think
thought
it's
it was
okay.
cute.
It's not
You're
okay.
like, "Fuck off."
It is not okay.
Yeah, especially because like a lot of parents are getting out for that one time a year or once a month or once every 6 months, and it's like I'm trying to tie one on. I'm trying to get tight.
Yeah.
Well, that's who
Or
really
loose.
pisses off the people who took the time to get the babysitter.
Yes.
So they could go out and do their
Yeah, you're like,
Absolutely.
this is my kid-free night. I left my 3 snot-nosed brats
And I gotta
at
deal with
home,
your kid.
and now I'm dealing with your kid.
Yeah.
Listen,
parents are the worst.
I'm going through that
Parents are
right
bad.
now. I've had to wedding planning a little bit,
Yeah.
and I have said no kids at the wedding, and so
What is a
Jill
kid?
has agreed.
What is a kid?
12 and under.
Yeah, 12 and under. So what we decided was anybody younger than our youngest daughter, who's actually in the wedding. I mean,
Which
obviously
makes
we're gonna,
sense.
which
And
makes sense.
honestly, if you had a
cutoff.
6-year-old, you could make it still kid-friendly.
I can make it still- yeah, and it's just
because
them,
it's your
right?
direct family. Like,
But I have a nephew who is 9, going to be 10 years old by the time, and he's not invited.
No.
And I'm getting a little bit backlash.
Hold on. Did you put that on the invite?
Oh yeah.
No kids?
Well, the invite, you guys have gotten the
yeah.
save the date.
But I'm saying
the
you
invite.
sent
Not all
something
of us.
out to the family.
The invite is coming.
You sent something out to the family,
Yeah.
and it said no kids.
Yeah, so I talked to my brother and said, "I'm sorry, it's been tough."
I don't understand. I honestly don't understand. And I know both sides of this. I don't understand the problem. I really
Yeah,
don't.
me neither. Like if
Like,
I
first
my
off,
brother-
at your
bring my-
wedding, if you want to say only wear one black shoe and one brown shoe, I can go,
Yeah.
this is dumb. I'm not doing it. Or I can go, this is dumb, and I'm still going to do it because, hey, it's what he wants.
Of all the
Yeah.
crazy things that you can get mad about at a wedding, that is not one of them.
Yeah.
So what?
You
You
gotta-
can't have your 8-year-old kid come to the wedding. Who cares? Get a
And he's gonna
babysitter.
be the-
You're
yeah.
gonna have
like-
a great night that night.
Yeah.
He was going to be the only 8-year-old, 9-year-old
So
kid
then
there.
Is
it's
it
gonna
open
be
bar?
awful.
Open bar.
I don't. I mean, then I kind of feel like if it's open bar, leave the kids.
Yeah.
Open bar.
Yeah.
Like we have a band.
Whatever
you know
you're
what's
going
a
to pay
nice
the sitter,
delineation?
you're going to get back in booze.
Well, here's the other thing too. If you're going to go to a wedding and you know that it's open bar and it's a night wedding,
Do you want your kid?
exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you're like,
I don't.
oh,
Why the
this is
fuck
my
would you
chance.
want your kid
Like,
there?
I want to drink. I want to have fun.
And listen, if that kid gets dropped off every weekend at somebody else's parents' or grandparents' house.
Yeah.
So it's pretty accustomed. But unfortunately, he's got one set of grandparents that's going to be there. you
Yeah.
know?
Still,
the
you
other
can
ones
find
didn't get
somebody to
invited?
watch.
Not yet. I don't know if they're on the list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that might be awkward.
It's I think it's a lot easier though to be like, this is my wedding, this is my one day. You're not
course.
coming.
It's
Whereas
their
the brewery
wedding.
has to put down a stamp and be like, we are now a non-kid brewery.
I will
Here's
tell
the
you that
fact.
I
I'm
look
in-
for breweries like that now.
Yes.
If it is a non-kid brewery, I'm going to that one.
Look,
It's a selling point.
it's a selling.
I got
sure.
this. I got to save the date. I have a 14 and 12-year-old. They're not invited. Totally cool with it.
Yeah,
like
100%.
whatever. Like awesome. The wife and I get to go out and not have our kids with us.
Yeah.
for 3 to 6 hours.
Sounds
whatever the-
amazing.
yeah. I mean,
if you like your wife.
it's not a big ask.
If you like it.
Yeah.
They have kids.
Some people don't like their wives.
At least twice they liked each other.
Yeah. I don't
maybe-
like. I don't
maybe
like my
three.
wife.
Maybe
I
three
love my
times.
wife.
Yeah.
Dude, your wife's awesome.
Yes, everybody likes my
Yeah.
wife.
His wife
Yeah,
is amazing.
because she's very agreeable.
Yeah.
she's actually a very nice person.
she might
like
be
the
one of the
best.
nicest people I've ever met in my entire life.
You won't find
Yeah, and I've
anyone
met
nicer.
a lot of people, and I
You
agree.
won't find anybody nice.
No.
I actually wanted to make a
Amazing.
joke, and I was like, I don't have
No,
a joke.
there's nothing. You cannot. you cannot say a negative thing about Troy's wife. Now, Troy,
Yeah,
you might be.
We don't
maybe-
have enough time.
Maybe one or two.
It's a
But
short
Troy keeps
podcast.
fixing his fucking problems.
I'm working
and I'm like,
on it.
This is
I'm working
horrible.
on it.
Like they're going to become likable people. That's going to be.
that's
Know
the
what
worst.
though? At a certain point, that'll be fucking annoying.
50% of people love Troy all the time.
Yeah, I'm just saying if you keep improving on yourself and she stays good, no one's going to like you.
I'll work towards the opposite. of
you
that.
need to maintain that
Yeah.
little edge.
Yeah.
Just warning you. No one likes perfection.
Well, Ray, I'm sorry.
I don't think that's going to be a problem.
I'm sorry you're dealing with
I have
that,
a
Ray.
funny feeling he'll fuck it up.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%, Ray.
Yes.
And
We're
I
on
had
board.
to-
Again, it's your wedding, and by your
It's my-
wedding, I mean
Yes,
it's your wife's
wedding. You get
wedding.
to choose.
Y'all
Yep.
can do whatever the hell you want.
And I announced it. I was really good about it because I knew this was going to be a problem. So I
Yeah.
announced it
Well,
early.
also, this is the second wedding, right?
Yeah.
Like, the second marriage. Really, like, who cares? Who wants kids there? Like, it's
Yeah,
a second
we
marriage,
don't.
too. Like, like, this is not the typical, like, first time. It's this huge thing. Like, yes, it's really important. It's going to be a big day. Let's have fun.
I
Let's
like
not have
Adam's
kids
Well,
there.
honestly, too,
downplaying
if
it.
you invite one kid, you almost have to invite them
Right,
all. So
exactly.
it's like,
Correct.
I don't
No.
want that.
No,
I don't
no
want a
kids.
daycare at my wedding.
No, I love my kids.
And listen, between
they're
us,
awful.
right? Well, now it's on the podcast, though. But I was telling
They're not gonna-
I was
Dozens of
telling
people
my
to hear it.
kids, I was telling my kids, like, you're getting one person.
Yeah.
And Jill said, give them 3 or 4. Let
No.
our 5, kids
That's too
invite
many.
5 other
That's
people.
nice of y'all because that's,
very
too many.
nice.
Right.
My mom tried to pull that bullshit. She was like, I need whatever the number was. And I was like, you've lost your damn mind, woman. That's like 30% of my freaking guest list. You
Granny
know, like,
P say something crazy?
Yeah. Who would
Yeah,
have thought?
they're not eating the food.
Yeah,
There's a
I was
nice
like-
fillet in front of them.
I said,
That's what was at that wedding. That
shit would
definitely
piss
was
you
at that
off.
wedding.
I said, here's 6 people. You get 6 invites. Invite your 6 girlfriends and fuck their husbands. I don't even know them. Like, they're not, it's my wedding. Like,
Yeah. Well, we have 150 people coming.
yeah.
Wow,
And that's
a lot.
It's a lot.
See, that's
That's a
not.
lot.
I don't think that is a lot.
No, it's
No.
not. That's a normal size
When
wedding.
I sat down for my wedding,
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Right. You really don't know. But
when I sat down, I rattled off 125. We had 150 like as our number, and I sat down and rattled off 125 names of people I knew that I wanted
Right.
to be there, and I was like, "Holy shit!" So I really got to do like. So
you got to narrow it down.
I cut a lot of people I wanted to be there because it really, when you do the plus ones, it doesn't take long.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So, how old were you when you got married?
29.
How many people do you think it would be right now?
Oh, it'd be way less.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, when you're then and you have all the people from
Yeah.
college, you have all the people you hung out with in your 20s, sure. Late 40s, 150 seems like a lot of people.
I don't know.
It was. It
I
was.
feel like 200's a
You probably
number
had to
that
cut to get to 150.
We had to cut a few, yeah. And so we're doing something kind of strange. We have 60 of our really, really close friends and family coming to a ceremony.
Awesome.
Which is right before
Yeah.
the party.
That's
and
great.
then everybody else is. And there's 90 more people
Hold on,
coming to a reception.
You're separating the wedding and the reception.
Yeah.
I know somebody else doing the same thing.
So you
hold on.
guys,
You
I'll
know
be
what
honest.
know what I was thinking about? Couldn't you allow kids at the
oh, geez.
wedding?
No, we could, but that gets a sticky spot too. It's like, give an inch, take a mile.
he doesn't want kids.
You see what this dude was about to do?
Why do
And
you
I
want
just cut him
kids
off so I
there?
didn't
Yeah,
have to hear
why
it.
are you-
He was like,
Like,
we're
why
not-
are you
we're
banging
not-
this drum?
Brendan, I'm pro kids and
No, like,
breweries.
do you want your girls there that bad?
No, you know what? When the kids are there, you have to think about them and entertain them, and it takes you out of the moment.
Yeah.
It actually lessens the party for everybody. I'm not pro kids, but I am pro trying to
Choice.
see
You're
both
pro-choice.
sides. There we go. There we go. I think that's been coined for something else. I can't put my finger on it because that's not how it happens.
But no kids, period.
Good for you. I think it's
Yeah. We're the 60 people that we're bringing to the ceremony. It's the closest friends and family. Nobody has kids
Yep.
that we really want there. And then the 90 people at the end.
Should I edit?
No,
that
you
out?
don't need to edit that. I mean, literally, it's just it's for us.
Yeah.
It is.
That's all,
It's
all that
it's
matters
for
at this
us.
point.
Yeah.
In our lives, that's what matters right now.
And honestly, the kids, the people that want their kids there, their kids are not going to remember, are not going to.
Yeah.
They don't care.
they don't care.
I've seen this happen many a time in a wedding where it's like not kids or not this, and like I never think past. I get it and go, "Oh, cool. We're not allowed to wear red," and like you just move on
You just move
Yeah.
on
because it's
Yeah.
kind
But
of
then there's those
irrelevant. It's
people,
like,
they're like, well, I want to wear red.
I want to wear fucking
okay,
red.
Why am
then
I not allowed to
fucking
wear
say-
red?
then
Some people
say
just
no.
like to be
Exactly.
contrarian.
They just want to be mad.
But I just
Like,
don't
people
understand
wanna
that.
be
If
mad.
I'm throwing the party and I'm saying, here's the rules, then let it be. You either come or you don't come. Right. It's kind of over.
Like,
kinda
why be
over.
mad
Yep.
about the stuff you can't do? Just be happy about the night and
Right.
how much fun you're gonna have.
And if I wanted to wear red, I'm just not going to fucking go.
I wear red
Yeah.
underwear.
Like, if you want to miss a really fun night because you can't wear red,
yeah.
like
Or
that's
because your kid
crazy.
can't go.
Right,
and
like-
that's on
but I mean,
you.
it's that.
And I think
it's
does
of
not
that
make
level of
sense.
significance. It's can't
and-
wear red, can't bring your kid, can't
and
bring
Troy,
your dog. It's
yeah.
all one and the same.
I think that's where we are.
Oh, wow. Well, they'll miss out.
That's right. They're gonna miss a great time.
And it's unfortunate.
To Ray's point, they go out.
And now I can
Ray,
get an invite since they're not going.
They give out.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I like it.
They go out.
Dude, we had a sick ass bartender come in. We had a great band.
I am 100% in.
They go out.
if I get an invite.
They go out regularly without their kid, so it's not even an argument. Like, what are
Well,
we
that's
talking
what's
about?
funny is that this one, but all right, this came up around the breweries, right?
Yeah,
We got
But
way off topic
no,
here.
but it's actually precisely on topic. Like the breweries have just the same right.
yeah.
Of course.
You
It's
don't have
their
to fucking
party.
be there. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
their. It's,
They pick the
It's
rules.
their.
they picked it.
It's a private business. I don't
Yeah.
want kids there. I don't want dogs there. And I
Well, it goes
I
back
get
to
it.
the same point I always say. Is people just want to find something to be mad about. Instead of just being like, okay, that's the rules. Great. Move
but
on.
this is capitalism. Capitalism is the best for exactly this.
Absolutely.
You can say, I don't want kids. And then if all the breweries in the area say, yeah, fuck your kids, I don't want them, then there is an opportunity now for
Yep.
someone to come up and say, welcome to Kid Brewery.
Yeah.
And we've
Yeah.
got kids everywhere. We got swing sets. We got different shit. We got shit-faced parents driving kids
I've never
around.
understood people that have kids in weddings. I'm like, that's gonna go poorly. Like,
But there's something adorable about a ring bearer or a flower girl.
when it doesn't blow up in your face.
But that kind of fucks up a little, but doesn't cause like that
Right.
little fuck up is great.
There was, I think, in my wedding, it was 2 kids, ring bearer, ring girl. They did the ceremony. They came to the reception for 45 minutes, and then they were gone. The parents got them out.
yeah.
Because the
Boom.
parents were aware that
No, they
I
knew.
don't need
They
them
knew
around
exactly,
all these
yeah.
people
They were
taking
smart.
shots and listening
Yeah.
to sexual healing. Grinding on the
Grinding
dance.
Yeah, you
on
know
the
what's
dance floor.
funny?
Yeah.
At my at their wedding, the people you're talking about, my kids were there, and then they left for the reception.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
I think the right move.
That's what adults do.
show them the wedding. Go, it wasn't that beautiful.
Were your
Take them
boys
to
in
reception.
the wedding?
No, I don't think so.
Huh.
No.
Okay. But then they left.
But that was their choice, yeah.
Yeah.
And if they'd said no, I'd have been like, fine
Yeah,
with me.
fine. Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Actually, that would have been easier because the logistics was kind of a pain in the
Right.
ass. Like,
Yep. Mhm.
hey, grandparents, I need you here to get the kids and leave.
It's more of a pain. We're like, oh, why don't they come to the wedding and then not be there for their shit?
yeah.
Okay. Like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to the breweries. No kids.
No kids. That's okay.
Yeah.
'Cause
Wineries.
There's
no
breweries
kids.
that have kids and there's breweries that don't. You get to pick where
What's
you
your
go.
take, Brendan? Your kids are old enough now, but you were probably pro kids at breweries.
I am steal a term from Adam. I am pro-choice.
Yeah.
I genuinely think it's I don't give a shit if the brewery says no kids or kids.
Right.
It's just something I need to consider
I feel
when
like
I'm
the
going to the
hours
brewery.
matter too.
Well, I was getting ready to
Like a
say
Saturday
it's like
at noon?
Saturday at noon. You know, whatever. But if
'Cause
it's
I tell you what
Saturday
I've
night
done-
at 8:00, get your kid the fuck out of this.
That's right.
restaurant.
Why is there a kid in a brewery past 8 o'clock?
We've definitely done, and I don't know if you were part of this, but I've definitely been on baseball teams where, like, after a game, the whole team will go.
Yeah.
And, like, so there's a dozen kids running around, but there's 24 parents drinking. So it's kind of like, to Brendan's point, the capitalism part, like, is that what you're willing to do?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you willing? You create
But
an
you get to
environment to
decide.
make money, and
Right.
you choose what that environment is,
Right.
and I'm okay with that. That is capitalism at its finest. But I like, all right, when we were over in Ireland, I was like trying to figure out when can I bring my kids
Don't they
To
let their
the-
kids drink in
to
the
the
morning over
pub.
there?
Yeah, but I don't want to like eschew social norms. You know what I mean? And it turns out that there's kind of just an unwritten rule that there's a certain time
Oh,
where the kids need to be gone.
Probably
But
about like what, 6 o'clock, 7
no,
o'clock?
it's actually after the sun goes down. So so in the summers in Ireland, the sun will go down to like 11.
Right.
So they're like, look, by 10, you've got to have these kids out
by
here.
10.
No, that was crazy.
but a lot of the pubs are restaurants though, like where you
Yes.
can have dinner.
So I would have to intentionally find pubs that were also very much a restaurant.
Yeah.
So I felt comfortable bringing my kids in because I didn't want to fuck up the
Because
societal
they'll
norms.
actually have places that are just pubs, right? Just alcohol, which we do not have
Wait, they
here.
have chips. They always have chips.
Well,
because
right,
you got to
like
get that dude
snacks,
off
like-
that stool.
Like
Right.
pretzels
Eat some
and
chips.
and
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
But like I never went in those places. I always like went out of my way, find the place that serves dinner where I can catch some Irish music with the kids, and I'm out of there by 8. Because I didn't want to like.
Well, y'all went out without the kids.
Yeah, there were times where I was like, I don't think I should be taking a kid in this
for sure.
environment. So I was like, look at this. I got you guys a bunch of soda. I'll be back in 3 hours.
Soda and candy. Here you go. You're good to go.
Every place I had, there was a pub like strategically 3 doors down.
Nice.
It was like, if you need me, yell out the window.
Don't they have phones? Oh, they could just text you.
Yeah, they could. It's just not as funny on the podcast. Thanks. Adam.
Touche.
But no, I'm okay with people saying no kids. I'm okay with people saying no dogs. I don't see the problem.
Yeah.
But I do think that there's a place for it, and market will dictate it.
The market it'll find its level.
Yeah,
For
because
sure.
if a place all of a sudden sees they went no kid and they're getting crushed and nobody
Yeah.
comes there, they're gonna let kids in. Real
Or some
quick.
other breweries like, we are the kid brewery, and that place is crushing it. Some other place could be like, we could be the kid brewery.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, if we get to a point where it's like 50% kid brewery and 50% not kid,
That's perfect.
I'm never going to a kid brewery again.
Right.
Now
Yeah.
that I don't have kids, like,
Right, of course.
Or, I mean, I have kids, but I mean, like, now that my kids are older and they're not interested in going,
yeah,
It gives you choices.
Yeah, I
you've
would
got the
rather
choice
not
to go
go
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
you'd rather not.
Yeah.
And we're all parents, so like if we go out and we see some people with kids, we're like, okay. But just picture yourself, and they weren't as popular when we were all in our
Right.
20s. But imagine being in your 20s and you're going out.
the
and there's
last place you're going.
just a bunch of shit kids running
Yeah, you
around.
do not wanna pick
Like
that
we
place.
have sympathy for it, so we're like, look at that little troublemaker over there. Whatever, like it's a pain.
Glad I'm not that kid's.
Yeah, exactly. But like, if you're 20 something, you're like, Jesus, man, I'm trying to like,
trying to
have
get laid
fun.
over here and have fun.
yeah.
That kid's
I want to
blowing it.
drop an F-bomb and not feel horrible
Yeah.
that a little kid was standing next to me and I didn't
Funny
realize.
too when the parents like, what?
What?
What'd
Which,
you say?
have you
Like-
noticed that? Because I was never that parent. If kids are like dropping F-bombs in the booth next to me, I'm like, hey guys, don't say that. But I'm not going to get mad at them because they're adults. They can say whatever they want. But parents go crazy over that.
As soon as you bring your kid out into the world,
That's
the
what they're
world
gonna
is going to
do.
be
The
there.
world is gonna be the world.
Like,
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
get crazy about that. They get so mad about other people cussing. Like, I remember being in my 20s and going to Damon's in the West End and screaming at the TV screen during March Madness. I didn't care what kids are around.
We're out here on Sundays. People bring their kids here, and I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Be ready.
Understand what's
Yeah.
happening.
What is happening?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I always try to teach my boys because I tried not cussing and I did a pretty good job for a long time. I've given up that fight now because they're older, but I'm like, they're not bad words, they're adult words, and you don't need to say them.
Right.
Like, it's
I just dropped an F-bomb in front of my daughter today for the first time